Hello. Kia ora. Today we're day 50. There we go, day 50 of 120 days of integration, reintegration, connection with the self. So I am the small village wizard. Get it out. Also known as Corey. Anyway, so it's been an interesting 24 hours for me. A couple of things. One is looking at the idea of sovereignty and self-governance and wondering what that would look like. And sort of the realization that in order to connect back with my wholeness and myself, that having that sovereignty, so the sovereignty and self-governance of the soul is an essential part of it, and it is probably the most challenging part of it as well. Trying to understand what does that look like in a society, in a community where you can't fart without being charged for it. Everything we do in life now, there's a cost involved, and whether it's a cost back to central local government, or are we paying bloody corporates for using what I deem our natural resources. Anyway, let's not get into politics. That's why I deleted my last video before I posted it, because I started talking politics, and I don't want to talk politics. It's not who I am. It's very much who I was. So the sovereignty of the soul and having that freedom. The other thing is trust. And how do you function in an environment where there is low levels of trust? I am in a situation at the moment, professionally, where trust is a huge issue, and everything that's said and everything that is done is questioned, and for no real justified reason. And how do you get beyond that? How do you go beyond that without actually just withdrawing and saying, oh well, fuck it, and just doing the do and nothing more? Because you want to be in an environment where you feel like you feel like you're trusted, but also where you feel like you are valued. And the situation I exist in is that I feel neither. I don't feel trusted and I don't feel valued. But the good thing is that I value who I am, and I have amazing people around me and they value who I am, and I trust myself. And I know that there's people out there that trust me and let me do what I do. And so, I'm lucky in that I don't get my gratification or satisfaction from that environment. That I can stand in my sovereignty and stand in my own self and be happy with that. But I'm conscious that there's others around me, and I'm conscious that the others around me are having a similar experience. And how do you change that? And do you change that? And is it just the acceptance of, how the environment is at the moment? It is a low trust environment. Generally, we live in a society, I think, that's becoming more and more low trust, and more paranoia as, we have, corporations and that sort of thing take advantage of us. Anyway, on a positive note, doing some amazing and very beautiful healing work for myself, but for others as well. So, I guess there's a blessing and there's a joy in that. The structure continues to be bookended, with the simplification things. Like I said, food has been a challenge, and I've made a decision that with the food thing is actually I'm going to go back and do another 7-day water fast. Probably looking at starting that tomorrow, which is I think which is a Friday, so day 51, and just doing that in an attempt to sort of just get back into that reset again. And back into that flow. Anyway, winter here, cold, shitty, but beautiful, right? Anyway, much love.